When Fortune magazine released a list of the world's most admired companies, it got the watchdogs at Project on Government Oversight thinking there was more to the story. Investigator Neil Gordon did some work and found some of the most admired have a dark side, too. This report is called The Dark Side of the World's Most Admired Companies. What does that mean?
Well, it started a few weeks ago when Fortune magazine released a list of the world's most admired companies. Basically, it ranked the 50 of the world's most admired companies, but seen through the prism of financial stability, financial returns for investors, which we felt was pretty misleading and very one-sided. So what we did was we took the 50 companies and we ran the companies through our database of federal contractors. It's called the Federal Contractor Misconduct Database. And another database from another organization, it's called the Violation Tracker. And we made a table we put on our blog so the public can see for each company their misconduct history.
What would you say in short that this chart shows us in the big picture?
This chart shows that many of the companies that do business with Uncle Sam have histories of misbehavior which might tend to cast doubt on whether they're responsible to be federal contractors, whether they're going to perform as promised, they're going to deliver goods and services to the taxpayers and deliver good deals.
Are there any rules that prevent the government from continuing to give money and contracts to companies that have had millions of dollars worth of violations?
They're really supposed to pre-screen contractors thoroughly to make sure that they have the requisite responsibility.
Because it's taxpayer money that we're talking about.
Because it's $500 billion every year of taxpayer money that's being awarded to them.
What can you tell me about some of the big and often beloved companies and corporations here in America?
Well, some of the companies on the Fortune list have numerous instances of misconduct. Companies like Lockheed Martin, for example, has several dozen. Exxon has, I think, almost 100 instances of misbehavior and billions of dollars in penalties.
I see Coca-Cola has 85 violations, Walmart has 235, and Delta has 584. Is this accurate that Boeing has $1.4 billion worth of fines and penalties they've paid?
Yeah, according to our database.
I assume Exxon includes the Valdez oil spill.
Right, yeah. Exxon had several violations regarding the oil spill.
And maybe JP Morgan Chase probably has violations from the mortgage crisis.
Right. Two of the companies, Accenture and Lockheed Martin, were in the news recently for misconduct. They recently settled fraud cases with the federal government. They were accused of overbilling or defrauding the government on contracts. So Accenture, I believe, paid $1.7 million to settle that case. Lockheed paid about $4.5 million to settle claims.
Stepping back in the big picture, what lesson do you think we learned from this analysis?
Well, just that the public needs to understand that some of the world's most well-known companies are government contractors, which means they take their tax dollars and often have some misbehavior in their background that might sometimes cast doubt on whether they should be entrusted with tax money.
The database the Project on Government Oversight, or POGO, uses is contractormisconduct.org.